Welcome to the Chronicles of Truth, exploring how Africa was used before the Industrial Revolution. Before the machines rose in Europe, before factories lit the sky, before steam engines began to roar, Africa had already become the engine that powered the world. This is the story they don't teach: how Africa was used long before the Industrial Revolution began, and how the foundations of Europe's prosperity were built on African suffering, African labor, and African wealth. In the 1400s, Europe was weak. Its cities were small, its kings were broke, disease had killed millions, and its armies were tired. Europe needed wealth, Europe needed power, Europe needed resources, and they found their answer in Africa. Africa was rich in gold, rich in land, rich in people, rich in culture, rich in kingdoms older than Europe itself. But that richness made Africa a target. When European explorers arrived, something happened that changed the world forever. They realized Africa had something Europe desperately needed: labor. Not paid labor, not hired labor, not respected labor, but free, forced, human labor. Europe's fortunes began to change the moment they stepped on African soil, not because they were stronger, but because they were desperate. And desperation is dangerous. Long before the Industrial Revolution, Africa was already powering global systems. Africa powered Europe's plantations: sugar in the Caribbean, cotton in America, tobacco in Virginia, coffee in Brazil. These products built European empires, but they depended entirely on African slaves. Africa powered Europe's economy. The gold from West Africa bankrolled kingdoms in Portugal, Spain, and Italy. The ivory from Central Africa decorated European palaces. The pepper, palm oil, and dyes from African coasts filled European markets. Africa powered the rise of America. The United States would not exist as it is today without African hands that worked the fields from sunrise to sunset for centuries. Africa was not just used. Africa was the foundation of global wealth. Before machines replaced human labor, African bodies were the machines. Brutal, exhausting, endless. Millions were taken across the Atlantic. Millions died during the journey. Millions were forced to work for free. Millions were denied identity, language, culture, and family. Generations vanished so Europe could rise. The sweat of African people made Europe rich. The suffering of African people made America powerful. The lives of African people became the fuel of global trade. This is the truth hidden beneath the glory of old empires. By 1750, before the Industrial Revolution began, Europe had African gold, African manpower, African land, African trade routes, and African natural resources. So when machines finally arrived,